What's up, everybody? Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'm going to break down 3 stocks that I think have the potential to 3x in the next 3 to 5 years. We're in a very interesting, precarious time in the market, and that's going to give us a lot of opportunity to make a ton of cash. So I'm going to go over 3 stocks that I absolutely love that I definitely think can 3x very, very soon. All right, all my stock market investors, before we get into the video, do me a huge solid. Hit that like button. It really does help videos like this get into YouTube's crazy algorithm. All right, here's one stock that I think has the potential to 3x in the next 3 to 5 years, and that's good old Google Schmoogle, man. Oh my goodness. This is one of the most slept on stocks in the entire stock market. It's trading considerably lower PE-wise than the S&P 500. We'll get into that in a little bit. But year to date, stock's down 20%. Over the last year, down 10%. The amount of money this stock generates is crazy, man. Let's get into some of these slides. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at this, 12% growth. And we're talking about billions of dollars. This company, it's crazy. Operating margins, 33.9%. It's crazy, man. The operating income, the revenues. This company just makes so much money. It's not even funny, guys. Google services revenue and operating income. Remember, these numbers are in millions. Operating margins, 39.6% in 2024, up to 42.3% Q1 2025. Guys. And they have such a diverse amount of income streams, right? If we take a look at subscriptions, Google search and others, YouTube ads, the Google network. I mean, come on. Google search is just a license to print money, man. It's the best company in the world, in my opinion, right? Year over year growth, 14%. And Q1 2025, year over year growth at 10%. And those numbers aren't going to blow your socks off, right? But this is $1 trillion market cap company, right? So you've got to always take that into consideration, right? So subscriptions, platforms, and devices up almost 20% year over year. YouTube ads up 10% year over year. I mean, Google search and others up 10% year over year. The only number that is slightly below par is the Google network, down 2% year over year. But not every income stream is going to be up year over year. That's why you have all these different revenue streams. That's why I love this company so much. And another thing that I want to talk to you guys about that's exploding in Los Angeles right now is Waymo. They own right around 70% of Waymo. And if you don't know, what Waymo is what Elon Musk wanted to do. They have a fleet of Jaguars that are driverless, that me and my wife, we pop it in, and my daughter, we go. The car shows up at our house. Nobody's driving it. You hop in. It takes you to wherever you want to go. It is far superior to Uber and Lyft, and it's exploding all over Los Angeles. I live in West LA right now, and it's the cool part about living in Southern California and up in San Francisco is we get to see all this technology firsthand before it gets put out to the masses. And Waymo is going to make so much money down the road. It doesn't even make any sense. I didn't put any slides about Waymo, but I had to talk about it, right? Google Cloud revenues, guys, year over year growth, 28%. Come on. Operating income up 17.8%. The growth in a time where it's hard to grow revenues in this type of high interest rate environment, they just continue to perform quarter after quarter and year after year. What an incredible company this is. Trailing 12-month free cash flow. Net cash provided by operation activities, year over year, 25%. Purchase of property and equipment, 43%. Free cash flow up 13%. Trailing 12-month free cash flow up 8%. Guys, this company is just destroying it, man. It's so impressive. I don't even know what to say. In 5 years from now, if Google was a $500 stock, I would not be surprised at all. On this recent sell-off over the news about Google search, I went serious shopping. I had 50 more shares of Google Schmoogle, and I love it, man. I can't get enough buying this company. And look, market cap wise, it's the cheapest it's been in a really long time. The enterprise value is almost exactly what the market cap is, man. And that's like banks trade like that, man. It's crazy. The trailing PE at 17 is substantially lower than it's been over the last, year and change. It's really remarkable what a value Google stock is right now. Alphabet, the parent company, and the price to earnings growth, a PEG ratio below 1 is kind of where you want to buy these huge growth companies, and Google approaching 1 for this monstrosity of a company just makes 0 sense. 0 cents. I don't understand it, and that's why I continue to load the freaking boat on Google shares, guys. I love it. And look, Google is trading considerably lower. The forward PE, what was it? 16.26. The trailing at 17. The S&P 500 ETF VOO is trading at a 25. And Google's trading at 17. Give me a break, guys. It's trading, it can almost double up and still be trading right around the same range as a huge S&P ETF. It's just crazy. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. And just look at this growth revenue-wise, year over year. It's really, really remarkable how much money this company makes. This is craziness, man. Like the total revenue. I think these numbers are in billions, right? 300, because all these numbers are in thousands, right? So, I mean, it's crazy. 257 to 359. It's crazy. This company makes so much money. The dividend's only going to go up too, and they pay a dividend. I'm just loving Google stock. I cannot get enough of Google stock, guys. Got a couple more slides left. The EPS is just crushing it. They estimated $2.01. They did almost $3, $2.81 in EPS. The rock stars, man. This company is full of rock stars. The average 1-year price target coming in around $200. That's $50. That's a 30% plus upside in 1 year. You know, what does it do 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road if you hold Google stock? Out of all the people that are, covering this stock, 14 strong buy, 39 buy, 12 hold, no underperform, no sell. Google is a license to print free money, guys, and you should take full advantage of this company. And honestly, so there's 3.5 years left of this current administration. Hopefully the tariff thing gets worked out and then interest rates can start to fall. Once interest rates start to come down, money gets flooded into the markets, and boy, oh boy, Google is going to be a beneficiary of that. Faux show. They're estimating about 10% revenue growth year over year. They're just growing 10%. And these numbers are in billions of dollars, right? So 10% of billions of dollars is a substantial amount of money, guys. Crazy. I just love everything. And then here's the balance sheet. Let me zoom in on this bad boy just a little bit for you guys to get a better look right now. Is there a better balance sheet? They're sitting on $95 billion in cash. Total debt, 28.5. And don't be scared of debt. Some debt is good debt, man, that helps you leverage other things and grow your business, buy properties, buy all kinds of stuff, right? So, I mean, it's crazy. 95 billion in cash, 28 billion in debt, and levered free cash flow, 60 billion. This is just like cash in the bank. They could pay off that debt twice over in 1 year of levered free cash flow. This company is extremely impressive, guys. And if I were you, I would seriously consider diving into this company a little bit more. Again, this is not financial advice, but what I'm telling you, these numbers are pretty remarkable. And if you do your own research, I think you can come to the same conclusion that I did. My number one stock that has the potential to 3x in the next 3 to 5 years is Google. I love it. Let's move on to stock number 2. All right, stock market investors, my number 2 stock is Rigetti, ticker symbol RGTI. If you take a look at your screen, it's trading around $10.58. I got in way back in December when it was like $3 a share, so I've already 3x'd my money. Can it continue on this trajectory and be a $30 stock in the next 3 to 5 years? I absolutely think it can. It is getting a little ahead of itself right now, so my strategy for this stock is to sell cash secured puts in that $7 to $8 range, right? So what that means, if you want to buy 100 shares of this stock, I could get a little premium or a little bit of cash per se, and want to buy at a strike price of $7 or $8 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the road. Okay, right now, the company is in very early stages. What this company does is they are a developer of superconducting quantum integrated circuits used for quantum computing. They also have a cloud-based network called Force that allows companies to write and program algorithms with these quantum algorithms. It's a really impressive company. And when you're ever in an early stage company, you always want to see how much cash they have, 192 mil and $8 million in debt. So that's reasonable. They have a little bit of a leeway, but if it's 2 years down the road and they're still not turning a profit, they're going to have to raise capital, and that's going to lower the stock price, right? Okay, now let's get into their investor presentation so we can learn a little bit more about what this company actually does. All right, this is from their investor presentation. Rigetti's strategy to be the forefront of superconducting quantum computing. This is like computers on Barry Bonds steroids, right? Unbelievable efficiency. This is a great company. Their mission is to build the world's most powerful computers to help solve humanity's most important and pressing problems, right? I love their mission statement. Here's a look at what they're doing right now. They're one of the global leaders in quantum computing, and this could be early stages of what could be the forefront of technology 4, 5, 10 years down the road, right? Pioneering full stack quantum computing systems from chip to cloud access. Quantum computing projected to create 450 to 850 billion of economic value, man. Really, really impressive. Robust IP portfolio with 237 issued and pending patents across quantum engineering, fabrication, and algorithms, right? This is a team with serious vision, right? They were founded in 2013, and now in 2024, we've seen how much progress this company has made. 140 employees, 49 of them have PhDs. This is classical computers are plateauing, right? So this is the next stage. This is a forefront company of where technology and advanced computing can technically go with their advanced algorithms and chips, right? Costs have ballooned tremendously to reach 3 nm process nodes. Companies face decisions between cost and speed and are slowing rollout of new generations, right? So this company is coming in to help companies get to the speeds they need to be able to make money in their day-to-day life, But with this kind of technology comes a lot of risk, right? So whenever you're in the forefront of any type of technology, you got to make sure these companies are well financed, right? Because with this comes a lot of research and a lot of risk, right? Of all the stocks I'm talking to you about today, this is the riskiest one for sure, right? They believe quantum computing is the answer to the efficiency that people who are using advanced computer technology to get to where they need to go, right? So it's less power consumption. Look at the energy consumption, 80 times less power to get the same type of speed, right? Very, very impressive stuff. Rigetti is positioned to deliver the quantum advantage, right? This is a really interesting company that has a lot of risk, but it has a lot of reward. This could be a 10x company from where we're at here, guys, but it's early days, so you got to take that into consideration when you're making an investment, right? Highly developed modalities. Superconducting quantum computing chips leverage mainstream semiconductor fabrication techniques such as optical lithography, sputter deposition, and plasma etching, right? So what they're doing is really complex when it comes to chips and the processing speed, right? As you can see, the superconducting, the trapped ions, the neutral atoms, and the photonics, all this is done at like the smallest of levels to give us so much power in such a small space, right? They're doing everything. They believe that they have the technology and manufacturing capabilities to really expand companies' processing, right? The quantum processors are really what's going to take this company to the next level. And here are some of the companies that are involved with them right now: Moody's, AWS, NASA, USRA, a really interesting group of companies that are starting to roll out this technology, right? And here are some of the management team and the board of directors and some of the companies they've worked for: Lockheed Martin, Nokia, Keytronics, Cyber Optics. These guys are at the forefront, the early days of quantum computing. The market opportunity before 2030 is $1.1 to $2 billion, and 2030 to 2040 is 15 to 30 billion. So we're talking a 15x to 30x in reachable market, right? So it's the expansion is really there, man. This is kind of their pyramid. Their mission is to build the world's most powerful computers, right? Straight up. And in this little pyramid, you could see what they want to do. It's performance, it's low latency, it's scale, to pretty much be acting in a way that you could scale up your computer's ability to process information in a very, very, very fast way. So quantum computing could be, the key to capital efficiency, right? So I'm really excited about this company. Between the chips and their cloud, I think that this company is on the forefront and they have top of the line technology, right? It's a little above my realm of understanding, as it is most people, right? But for the everyday investor, the risk is definitely worth it, in my opinion, to put a small amount of money, maybe $1,000, maybe $500, buy some shares and just let it ride, right? So the qubit count going from 36 to 108, it's just like 2 times the reduction in error rate from the current levels, right? They are just making computers more efficient, and I definitely think this can go from a $10 to $30 stock in the next 3 to 5 years pretty easily, in my opinion. But I'm selling the cash secured puts in that $5, $6, $7 range over the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months. All right, stock market investors, I want to read you a quote from the Rigetti CEO real quick. We believe the anticipated 4-chip 36 qubit system will be the most ambitious multi-chip QPU architecture in the market and a significant milestone for the company and the quantum computing industry, right? So, like myself, if you think quantum computing could be the future of how computers are engineered, maybe this could be the company for you. All right, let's move on to stock number 3. All right, investors, I'm going to go over why I think Sofi has the potential to 3x over the next 5 years. Look at the annual growth in revenue. It's pretty remarkable, guys. On the top line revenue, coming in around $500 million in 2020, 2024. $2.64 billion. Incredible growth, 27% year over year. I love that. Operating expense only up 12% in very inflationary times, so I'm cool with that. Net income 265, net profit 229, EPS 282%, guys. Very, very impressive what Sofi stock is doing, right? Okay, here are the revenue estimates. If you take a look at next year, current year from sales growth, 24.99% growth, about 20% next year. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, what company is growing like this that's that undervalued? It's really, really impressive, man. And then the high is 4.16 billion, the average coming in at about 3.89 billion. Just incredible growth, around 20%. I love that. Here's the EPS trend, right? Okay, so the current year, they're expected to do around 28 cents in earnings per share. We're almost doubling that in 2026, according to estimates, coming in around 47 cents per share. Again, this company is getting more and more profitable as time moves forward. I love what they're doing right now. I think Anthony Noto and the team have a great handle on how to grow this business. Okay, this is a little quote from the earnings report from CEO Anthony Noto. Tremendous start in 2025. Anthony Noto said, "We delivered our highest revenue growth rate in 5 quarters." So, not only are we growing at great rates, we're doing it in a way that's setting new records time after time after time. So the growth rate is really accelerating right now, and I absolutely love that. And it's driven by new records in members, products, and fee-based revenue. That fee-based revenue is huge, guys. Absolutely huge. These results demonstrate the strength of SoFi's unique strategy, combination of businesses and product architecture, which gives us a sustainable competitive advantage with the highest lifetime value per member. I absolutely love the last earnings report that just came out last week. This team is executing at the highest possible level. SoFi reports first quarter 2025 with record net revenue of $772 million, record member and product growth, net income of $71 million. Adjusted net revenue up 33% year over year. These numbers are remarkable. The EBITDA looks great too, up 46% to a record $210 million. The fee-based revenue up 67%. That is huge, guys. $315 million. People are really taking advantage of the high savings rate with this fee-based revenue. I love the fee-based revenue. That is a great way to grow your brand. It's consistent revenue that you can bank on quarter after quarter and year after year. Member growth, up 34%. I'm so excited I can't even talk. 10.9 million members. I think by the end of the year, we're probably closing in that 13 to 14 million member range, guys. It's crazy impressive. By the end of the next year, we're talking between 15 and 20 million members in the SoFi ecosystem. Product growth up 35% to a record 15.9 million products. Management then raised guidance in very uncertain times, right? SoFi is a one-stop shop for like your digital financial services, whatever you need. Banking, credit cards, invest, loans. It's all here. I use the invest platform, the credit card platform, and the banking platform. I haven't done the loans yet. I don't really need any of that kind of stuff right now. But when I want to go buy a home, they're going to be the first place that I go to look for. It's all in this ecosystem, and I love it being a one-stop shop. The growth, it's durable, as it says in the slide. Adjusted net revenue in millions of dollars. Just look at the growth year after year. And then in the blue highlighted, that's quarter over quarter comparison, right? So from this quarter compared to this quarter last year, the year before, et cetera, et cetera. But the guidance and adjusted net revenue between $3.2 and $3.3 billion. I like to see that growth, man. I absolutely love it. EBITDA continues to launch up, guys. In Q1 2025, up 27% year over year, guys. I love that. Because that's EBITDA is the start of where we're really going to generate those profits for not only the company, but for shareholders in the long term. And net income, that's everybody's best friend, right? The guiding between $320 and $330 million in net income. Just another feather in their cap, guys. I'm very impressed with what SoFi is doing. All right, diversified revenue. This is where it really starts to get interesting, right? The revenue has shifted towards more capital-light fee-based revenue, right? So in this fee-based revenue, we could see accelerated growth, right? Very, very impressive. This is all new, this fee-based revenue. So there's not a lot of comparisons from year over year, but I do think over time, this is going to be one of their most consistent income streams, and I absolutely love it. Okay, strong returns, adjusted EPS. Look at from where we were at in 2021, losing almost $1 per share. Now, we're guiding in 2025 to be between 27 and 28 cents. Monumental growth. monumental growth. I'm very, very happy with the adjusted earnings per share that we're continuing to deliver quarter after quarter after quarter. We did 6 cents of EPS. You extrapolate that over 4 quarters, you get 24 cents. So they are thinking that EPS is going to grow in the next couple quarters. I love that. And then tangible book value. What is this company actually worth from a tangible book value perspective, right? They're just giving us more value. Pretty stagnant here from 21 to 22, but bang, 23 to 2024, exceptional growth. And then here we are, guys. They're guiding between 585 and 600 million in tangible book value. Again, remarkable execution by the management team. All right, here's the lending originations. This is really impressive because they've been very conservative with their lending. And I'm starting to see some trends that I really like. First, I want to talk about home loans. Back in 2021, it was a huge part of this overall lending originations, right? And then obviously with these high-ass interest rates, it's scaled back considerably. But look, Q1 compared to 2024 and 2023 and 2022, crushing all those numbers. So, even if you extrapolate this over 4 quarters, if we just do what we did in Q1 and don't grow it at all, we're going to smoke those numbers from the previous year and potentially get up towards new levels, guys. I absolutely love it. I love it. I'm very impressed with what Sofi is doing, and I definitely think in the next 3 to 5 years, Sofi could be a $40, $50, $60, $70 stock if everything really starts to accelerate growth-wise and these interest rates go down. They could really get their claws out in all these different income streams. I'm really impressed. All right, stock market investors, there are my 3 stocks that I think can 3x in the near future: Google, Rigetti, and Sofi. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.